Hello, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, I started painting this yesterday. Let's take down some of the intensity of this lighting. Good morning. Hello, hello. Oh, my children. Alright, I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna grab these. See what happens when I combine them. That's fine. I can deal with the color difference. And make it a bit smaller. I like that. Hi, hello. Early evening here. Are you UK? Or Europe? I'm not great with my time zones over there, but I am aware of some. Hello and good evening. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this real quick. I'm going to see if, okay. Okay, now I can delete that. Okay, so we have this now established for now. Nice. I've met a lot of people online over the last couple years, so I have friends from like all around the world. So yeah, I've known a couple people in the UK. I have a couple friends in like Germany too. So it's obviously there can be slight differences in like the time zones, but it's fun. It's fun. Hello, welcome everybody. So I started this piece yesterday. If you're new here and you don't know much about me, I do digital art tutorials. I'm going to post this tutorial later today. I kind of go back and forth between two different styles. One is this illustration style, and then my more, I don't know, I would call this my painting style. Oh, thank you. I'm really excited. Yesterday was a lot of fun. I have a tutorial on, for example, this. Probably my most popular painting one is this one, the portal. And that's like my painting style. So yeah, if you want to explore more of my channel, I do tutorials. And today we're just hanging out. I have a sketch for this piece. And I'm gonna see if I can make it come together. We'll see if I can do this. I'm gonna start working, I think, on the books, build up my confidence slowly but surely. And I'm gonna start by making them black, and then I can add in subtle colors as I go, and also book page colors. This would be one of those opportunities though, where I'm going to make this the opposite color. I'm gonna make it white so it's easier for me to see. So now I have one that's white and one that's black. I can also turn up the opacity still if I want. And that'll make it easier for me down here to start creating the stack of books. So we'll start not with the eraser. Oh my goodness. I keep accidentally double tapping this. Let me just double check that I'm in. Okay, I'm still in the right brush. I just got to stop double tapping. There we go. And we will absolutely establish the shape differences later. I'm just wanting to get the foundational shape before we start adding shapes and colors and shading, highlight, shadow. So over here. I double tap all the time, right? It's so annoying. I'm sure there's a way to turn off that feature. I could be wrong, but I'm sure there's a way. I just have not sat down and looked up how to do that. I've just accepted my fate, which may or may not be a good thing. Okay, I think, let's see, does this work? Or is there's a hole? I was like, this needs to be closed up, down here. All right, let's see. Now, nope, still not. Undo, thank you. Come this over here. How about there? Okay, we got that one. We're off to a good start. Let's see, where is the open spot? I'm not saying, it must be behind the shoes. Let's hide the shoes for a sec. There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay, so now we have our like silhouette established. Put our feet back on there. All right. I also plan to make, I think, the floor down here like a dark brown, dark wood. So I'll also be putting that in as well. It'll hopefully flatten the floor for us a bit. Let me just get down some colors just to create some suggestion here. Here we go. Let's take it down a notch though, so it's not so in our face. I'm going to do a clipping mask for now. And I'll start with like a brown. Again, I really don't want to have the colors be too loud because this would probably be in more shadow, but just enough to start getting some color in there. Let me take off the, so we'd be able to start seeing like the edges of the book and stuff, but it doesn't need to be over the top painted and fully rendered. Okay, here I would like to have like parchment paper, so I'm actually going to do something that's like, that might even be too light, but I'm going to start there. Might actually need to be something like that. Let's see. Okay, and then we're going to smudge, darken it up, soften it up. I don't know how loud my kiddos are in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. They're just playing and having a good old Saturday. Okay, and now I can go like this to change the direction so we understand there is a distinct difference between the two. There we go. And let's see, what color should I make this one? Maybe I'll do like a really dark red. Orangey red. Because I do want to continue to try and build in the hair color in various ways throughout the piece. And because orange red is complementary to the teal, I just want to make sure I'm keeping that in mind throughout my piece. Okay, and I know it might be hard to see the difference right now because of the screen, but it is showing up on my side. I'll try and make it a little darker though, because the whole point of this is so you guys can actually see it. I can always adjust colors later. Okay, and so another thing to consider, like we did here, if I have candles over here, there will be a reflective light down here later, so I'm gonna try really hard not to worry about it too much. Let's see, is this too bright, or is it this over here? We'll see. All right, I'm going, hey, guys! Sorry, I get really overstimulated by loud, unexpected noises. I will have to ask my husband to distract them if they continue to move up the stairs. And I think this one would be best, this like teal color, because it will be picking up the light from like the glowy. So I'm just gonna make it this color. Okay, and I'll take off the, so I'm going, just because I feel that I do better when I can really start to see the piece come together, like I stick with it longer, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add some of the colors that I think would catch here in the highlights. I also think probably catch here in this book. And I think it goes there, and then the top of this one here. Might catch on the back side of this book too. Maybe a little bit on the boot. Okay. Just grab this color. Oh, no, wrong layer. And also wrong brush. There we go. And I want this foot to stand out just a little bit, so I'm going to make this just a little bit more noticeable over here. There we go. I think that works a little better. Oh, thank you. Hi, welcome, welcome. Hello. And I will be going in and making it so this like weird situation isn't happening, but I do like to just have a, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like placeholder, I guess, like just of suggestion of light for these areas, because it really helps me start to visualize how it's all going to come together by the end. So there will be better detailing on these towards the end of the piece. Okay, I'm going to combine these and hope I don't need to repaint anything, but if I need to, I need to. It's not the end of the world. And I'm going to do that. And so I think right here, we need this color kind of more solid. Right through here. And also add in a little bit more saturation and darkness. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Okay, and then for example, so that I don't have to keep repainting everything, I'm going to use this selection tool, and I'm going to use freehand, and I'm going to use feather here, and I'm going to turn it up, and you can see this line, it started back here, and when I do this, it sort of pushes out further away from that area that initially was selected. And this is how I can actually darken up some areas and make shadow without having to paint all of it in. And so you can see even when I put out 100% shadow, it has this sort of gradient happening where it's gradual, and that's because of the feather effect. So I do want it darker, but I also don't want to overdo it so it's too black or too dark. So that's a good place to start. So you can see it has that gradient, that gradual right there. And you can also do that for making things lighter. So I could technically grab here, use feather, move it out a bit, go to adjustments, hue saturation. I could make this lighter. I could also increase or decrease saturation. So I could do that, or I could, go back the other way, but I could also increase here. It's very helpful. It's very, very helpful, so you don't have to like repaint everything. And now that I have these colors, right, you might say this is still a little too blunt. Then I can just take my smudge tool and work it in so that it's like consistent with the other style I've been using. There we go. And I didn't have to, recreate all of that. Neat, right? This is a trick I picked up from another artist, and I was like, why have I never thought to do this? So I wish I could think of which artist it was, but I did pick it up from another artist in watching some of the way they like do their art. Like, I don't know if it was one of their tutorials or it was just like a time lapse of their work, but I was watching it and I was like, that's genius. Okay, so now I'm gonna do maybe like an orange. Get a little more orange though. So we're gonna do the top here. I know it looks very vibrant. I won't be keeping it that way, but usually when you start out bright and then you end up smudging it, it does darken it. I also want to, let's see, make sure I'm getting my lines right. Okay. And then I'm just gonna stay in the lines because that's always a good idea. Now, I did unfortunately paint it on directly on that. It's fine, I'll work with it, but ideally, actually, I'll duplicate it so that way if anything I smudge, it doesn't ruin, it doesn't like pull the background. Because what it will do is when you smudge the original, I'll show you here. So here's the original. If I smudge this enough, I can make it so that it starts to lose some of the, let's put it like a different color, or it starts to become see-through, right? Translucent. And we don't want that. We don't want background colors bleeding through. So that is why I'm going to actually paint or smudge on top of this one so I don't lose that background. I'm also going to make it a clipping mask. Nope, not alpha lock, sorry, clipping mask, so that it stays within the lines and I don't have to worry about it accidentally smudging somewhere over here. I smudged a little too far, but that's fine. Okay, so now we have that sort of established. There's some areas that I could definitely repaint, so I'm just going to grab nearby colors and just get rid of some of the colors that aren't working or where it bled over and I didn't mean it to. Grab this color in this area and just clean this up. Okay, so now we're seeing that it has a little bit of light there. Also can lighten this up some. Let's do that. Darken it, not lighten it. There we go. And okay, so I'm going to combine these now. I'm also going to alpha lock, and I want to grab this really dark color. It's probably close to black. I'm just going to go along this line right here, not with the eraser, with the line. Why did I do alpha lock? Sorry guys. Clipping mask. Just to make sure I'm keeping some delineation from the top of the book to the side of the book. And I am going to make this just slightly darker. Going to feather it and make it darker. Hi! Underestimated how much time I'd have. Now we're in the middle of the chaos. I'm hiding in the bathroom. I do this sometimes too. I love my children, but I also get overwhelmed. And I'm like, all right, I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna go into I'm going to take the size down, and I'm just going to do a slight line across here. And I know to see, but that's kind of what it looks like right now. And I'm going to take the eraser. I'm going to go back into here. I might do like soft blend though. Make it small. And I can erase some of this just so that way there's just a little bit more of this peeking through. A little bit of extra glow is fine. I just don't want it to be over the top. I also can utilize the smudge tool again here to take some of the, maybe I'll use a different tool though, a different brush I mean. I will use this hard brush. And I can just sort of smudge some of this line so that it looks a little bit more like it's interacting with the paper of the book. To be fair, I did have to pee. Well, you know, it's okay. Again, zero judgment. You know, kids can be hard. Are hard. Let's just, yep. Being a parent's not easy. 'Tis not. Okay. Well, let's see. Maybe I could do like a blue book, like a dark blue book. Let's turn this back on so I can get an idea of where the blue book's gonna go. Okay, I'm on a different, and now I want to do the Inca brush. Oh, this is one where I wanted it to be paper. Okay, fine. That's fine. Oh, I see. Okay. Sometimes I make really crappy sketches and it's hard to tell what I intended the sketch to be. It's fine. We figure it out eventually, but... Okay, and then taking this off. Okay, so now we've got a blue book in there. I'm just going to take a sip of my soda. Give me 1 second. I'm also currently powered by donuts. I went grocery shopping and I was like, treat yourself. You need this. God, that's like second or third time I've done that on a live. I've never done that when I'm drawing by myself. It's like all of a sudden my fingers just lose. I don't know what happens, but it's funny. I'm glad it happens live. We can laugh together. It's cool. It's fine. I love being stupid in real time. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to grab the blue area like that and feather it a tiny bit, and then I'm going to make it darker. I might take some of the saturation out because it's a little, it's vibrant. Okay, there we go. I can smudge some of this over. Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't seem to want to smudge. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. That would be why. Smudge. Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. Nothing better than doing stuff stupid in real time while it's recording, while people are watching. Excellent. Happy Saturday. Okay, I think obviously as it's like going down, the intensity of that highlight will be less and less. So I do still want it there to help sort of push the visibility of the books, but I also don't want to like overdo it. Plus, we might end up finding that there are some other lights that I add to this that might cast different colors around the back side and whatnot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. So here's my blue book. I'm going to add a layer underneath it so that way I can put paper underneath and not care about it interacting with that. So I just got to make sure I stay somewhat in the lines. But as long as I'm underneath it, you won't see. So it should be good. This is why I try to work in only one brush, because then I forget what I'm doing. See? Okay. Hold down. Thank you. I couldn't do these before without the Apple Pen, and I know there's a bunch of cool things like what I just did that would, you know, I mean, I didn't explore all the features rather, because I know this is, I think, just a regular Procreate option, but I never knew that until the Apple Pen, and I started going down the rabbit hole of what features do I still not know. You know what? I'm gonna have to erase anyways. So I'll do that in a sec. Let me blend this first, because then I'm doing twice the amount of work for no reason. All right, now I can erase it. There we go. And like I did with the others, I'm going to grab this side, make a little jagged line. May or may not actually help depending on how much I feather it. And then I'm gonna make this all a little bit darker. Oh, I'm also on, okay, hold on, undo. Undo. Okay, I want to, nope, want to combine those. Now I can do it, okay. There we go. I'm gonna do like extremes here, see what happens. And then feather. Oh, you're like, no. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And now I'm going to smudge. I might only lightly smudge this. I really like seeing this like book texture, like for the pages. But I don't want to over smudge it and like completely lose it. So, and I kind of feel the same about these. So here we go. I think the only thing that I need to really darken up is the end over here. It just seems like it goes light, darker, and then light again, and I don't want that. So I'm going to grab back here. I'm going to feather, and then I'm going to darken it. Okay. I'm wondering if I could get away with, we'll see if it works. Switching back to the hard airbrush, making sure I bring the size down. Could I get away with a little bit on the pages, like catching? Maybe. I'll find out later. Okay. I'm going to rework this one a little bit more. Go back over here, combine, and then combine. Add a new layer, make it a clipping mask. And change to my Inka brush. And I think I just need to erase just a little bit of this. This one is just a little too out there. And then grab the black and brush here. Nope. Brush right there. Okay. Go back there. And now we smudge. Okay, so some things I want to consider with this one is, since I'm here, I think it needs more warmth to it, so I'm going to turn up the saturation so it has more of a yellow tone. I think that was just, it's too cool of a color. I want it warmer. I think the other thing, I'm going to put on a new layer for now. And grab this and make it a little warmer. I want there to be some parts, like details on this book. And then I can also add some shadow and darker parts to this as well. I'm just going to work one color at a time for right now, and then I can combine them in a minute. Okay, and assuming there's some sort of light over here, that would mean that these on this side would be on the slightly darker side. So I'm going to just darken them a touch. I'm also taking out some saturation. And then can add, oh, I can add just a little bit so it doesn't get entirely lost, but we also just don't want it to be as prominent as the other side of it. That's probably fine. And then let's go in with something around here. I'm going to paint underneath it. I'm in Inca and I'm gonna paint this direction. And then smudge it. Adjust the color just a little bit, make it a little bit darker. Okay, I think that's probably good enough for now. I could probably afford to make this a little bit lighter, but I do need to be careful about overdoing it and making it too light. Okay, good enough for now. We will work on more specific designs and whatnot towards the end details. I think this color back here needs to be darker. Let's grab maybe this like reddish orange, brown. And smudge it in so it's a little bit lighter. There we go. So that we have reference before, after. The lighting just makes more sense that way. Another sip of my soda. I thought I would enjoy the books, painting them. Turns out I'm really not, but I need to get them done, so it's fine. I am looking forward to other parts of this piece, though. It's cool. Let's see. What color should we do? Maybe something that's a little bit more like a foresty green, but like muted. And I will be deleting some of these colors because I'm just grabbing whatever colors feel comfortable to use at the moment, and they are obviously changing as we go. Double checking I was actually using a clipping mask and not just imagining that. Okay, take that away. All right, so I have Tirana in here. Who else do I have in here? Also, hi, Tirana. Not trying to ignore you. All right, let's Yay! Darken that up. Whenever I think it's going to be, I'm like, oh, this is definitely going to be dark enough, I quickly find out, no, it is not. No, it is not, but that is. All right, let's try that. And just a slight feather. Let's make this part a little bit brighter. Maybe a little bit more saturated. I think this would be a good opportunity for me to put like a design on this one, so I'm going to do that. Now the question is, I'll start with black as the line for it, but we'll see. See if I keep that. Same when I do nighttime scenes. I realize that every color needs to be at least 50% darker than I think it does, right? It's real. I'm like, how is this not dark enough? That's okay. Part of the learning curve. Even though how many times have I done a dark scene and still haven't learned my lesson? It's fine. Some of us are just slower to learn than others. It's cool. Okay. I'm not sure how that looks or reads for you guys. I'm wondering if I can, okay, one, I'm going to take it off a clipping mask. I'm going to combine that one there. I'm going to do a clipping mask specifically on this and maybe try making it look almost like gold. So it has some parts that are shinier than others and darker. This may or may not be the worst or the best idea I've had. We'll find out which one it is soon. Thinking it's one of the worst ideas I've had, but it could be worse, I guess. No, it is the worst idea. Gold on that green is so nice. Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. I have so much to learn from you in Procreate. I'm so excited. There's so much more you can do than I realized. There's so much you can do. Yeah. I'm still learning. I just saw someone do a really cute, simple animation, and I was like, I'm going to learn how to do this. And then once I have it down, I will teach it to others. But I want to be good at this. This is too cool not to. Okay, this is more acceptable. I'm starting to like it a little better. I'm starting to like it. I'm getting there. Okay, I just, sometimes I need to work at it. Okay, it's starting to come along. Okay. Definitely could use a little bit more up here though. Oh my god, I'm so excited for food. My husband said he was going to make me Mexican food today, and I'm like, thank you. That is exactly what my heart needs. My soul calls to Mexican food. Mexican cuisine it is. I can't figure out how to reply on my phone. But yes, we're all gonna be frozen in no time. We can learn from each other. Exactly. Exactly. I've said it before. You only have to be 10% ahead of the people that you're trying to help, right? So I'm still learning, but I am ahead of some others and I can help them, you know, get ahead too. And then there's people ahead of me and they're going to help me get better too. And, you know, we're all going to get better. I think too what's really neat is like there's going to be things that I know that I've like learned on Procreate that another artist will never have seen before, and then there's stuff that other artists show me about Procreate that I'm like, since when? And also thank you. Okay, I'm starting to dig the gold, okay? It's coming along. Tacos, right? Not to brag, but there's a taco truck within walking distance of my house. Aren't you lucky, miss? That's pretty awesome. I love that. I like all kinds of different cuisines, but I will say Mexican is something that I require at least once a week. Like I have to have a meal with it. I love this. This is also me. I can't afford it usually, but I do get free sniffs. Yes. Oh, God. Go over here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a break from the books for like 5 seconds. Yes, we will return to them, I promise. I'm just gonna jump around just for a sec because I'm starting to like resent books. And I don't want that because I absolutely love books. So I'm gonna let's see. I'm going to choose a much darker brown than I think I need. And it's probably still not gonna be dark enough. And then I'm going to turn this on its side so I can more easily go like this. So I'm going to do this color. And then I'm going to choose a lighter color as well. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. It does not perfectly have to like color over the teal. We'll deal with that later if we feel like the teal is too distracting. But I'm going to put in some dark colors here and there. And then we are going to experiment and try motion blur and see if that helps. So this can be the start of some wood grain, and then we can go in and start adding some detail. I think that's a good start. But I really do want it to be like 100%. Like that. So that's definitely one way we could handle it. And then, for example, we can go in with some dark browns and we can start creating, if I can figure out what I'm drawing on. Apparently that's still not dark enough. And start creating like planks of wood. And we can also draw some designs on top if we want. That's one way we can achieve this. I'm going to try a couple other methods in a sec, though. I'm starting to resent books. I know, right? No. Here, let me just undo a bunch so I get back to my original. There we go. We can also by hand smudge this as well. I'm going to duplicate it so that way we can play around a couple times with it. Make sure it's pretty large, and then there might be some colors in areas that don't make sense. We can paint over that later. But just trying to get some different colors for the wood. And then underneath it, I think that like something like this, and then obviously have what's closest to us be darkest, have this get lighter as it gets closer to the fireplace back here, have maybe some of the green bouncing off a couple of the like planks of wood, the wood flooring. We can add details to some of the wood. And obviously like here it would be darker. Let me go smudge this underlayer out as well so it's not awkward. Would you guys hear my ankle crack? And then I'll definitely work on this here. We need it to come back over here too. So basically these would be the planks, like the painted details that are smudged. They're pretty far apart, which makes sense because we're closer, but as we get towards the back, these lines would be closer together. So that's just something that we want to consider for perspective wise. And let's see, you can also, another option too, let me real quick grab it. I'll show you guys a way to overlap wood floor. All right, I'll just use this one. I'm choosing one that's like probably really difficult to integrate, but I think sometimes that's the best ones to work with. They will show us the challenges ahead. All right, import that one. Okay, so here's a photograph I got off of pexels.com. And so let me zoom out. So a couple ways that we can use this. I'm going to duplicate it. And on this, we can, one, bring it down towards the bottom. Using distort, we can give it some perspective. So we can move this down. We can also move this in so that we are getting like wood coming back. However, probably more like that. You can always continue to work on adjusting that as well. Let's see. So we have the floor here. Obviously the color is not what we're looking for. There's now a couple options we can do. One, I'm going to duplicate that in case I mess it up. We can change the colors by making it darker, losing some of the saturation. And now we sort of have already just a floor to work with that we can start painting on top of. But it already has some texture for us. We have some of the color in there, but not too much. And then we can go over with a blending mode and start painting in there. Another option that I would consider is, so back to this one. Let me go over here. Let me combine the floor. We could do multiply, which is kind of hard to see, but if you look, it's got the little lines now in here. It's got the lines and it's got some of the texture, but it still has my painting underneath. So I still painted the floor, but now we have like a wood grain on top. But we can also play with other blending modes, like see which ones look better. So I'm going to zoom in so it's a little easier to see. So something like color dodge, obviously at full strength, is a little bit much, but we could take it down, right? And that could potentially be a really neat way to punch up some of the colors. That also means though that we can still adjust more. We can definitely still adjust more. And we might even, if we wanted to, we could change the color so that it kind of picks up some of the painting color that we're using, something around here. We could take down the color, increase the saturation, make it darker so there's just this really subtle, just a subtle color there. Let me play around and see what other things we could use. Okay. So that was color dodge and overlay. Overlay is a good one oftentimes. Again, it's keeping my painting very much visible, and all it's really doing is taking the dark parts of the photograph and overlapping it with what's already in existence in the paint that I've put down. So that I paint and then there. This one's a little bit lighter. I think it's probably too light, but it's fine. It would get the job done. And then we would obviously want to paint like shadow around these places to really have them sit inside of this painting. So for now, I'll just leave it on this. I'll delete that for now. And I'll show you what I would do to help these pieces sit inside of the painting. Adding a new layer, I'm going to go to multiply, take it down probably around 50% just to start, and we can adjust later. And then I'm going to grab probably like a really dark brown, and I'll just keep it on the airbrush. You can use a different brush if you want, but I'm just going to do airbrush. So I'm just going to lay this color down. And I am going to smudge it so it doesn't have the like awkward bubbly edge here. Also remember too that shadows tend to have like two shadows. One that's very close. So I'm also going to make this a multiply. So there's one that's like closer to the object and it's usually quite dark. This one we can lighten up, but then there's the secondary shadow, which is a little bit lighter. So this one I can, still make it not 100% black, but just a little bit. And then put one here. Okay. And then ways that we can incorporate these more easily is I'm going to duplicate in case I mess it up like usual. And here we can either do Gaussian blur, which will soften up those edges and make it so the shadow is there but not super defined. Or we could do something like the motion blur and also just a little bit and go up, down, side to side. That's one of the cool things about motion blur. I think I liked just the slight Gaussian blur, so I'll just do that. So now they sit much better, I think, inside of this piece. And now we also have some of the texture of wood. And we can even, okay, so delete that. I'm gonna delete this. I'm just gonna keep this one. It's working well enough. I'm gonna paint underneath it real quick and just darken up these edges. And paint here, and then paint over here. And I can take this so that it darkens up the sides more effortlessly. And let's see, what else? What else can I do? On this one, I can paint a little bit darker here. And I can also push the perspective on this a little bit more if I want. So and then I can go in if I want and like do little things. Hi, what's up?
I don't have any oil to cook, so I'm gonna go real quick. I forgot. I have the rice on. We're gonna go real quick. They're gonna come with me.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
You're bringing them?
I'm getting them clothes right now.
Okay. Thanks, babe. The photo texture really enhanced your original painting. Cool idea. Oh, thank you. And you can do this too. The photographs I got are royalty free. Of course, always read like licensing and stuff like that on the photo. But it was just a slight, it makes it so that you can easily like render details without having to sit there and painstakingly go over it all by hand. So then the other thing that I would do, let me group these. I'm going to duplicate it. And then I'm actually going to bring it up over here. I'm going to squish it. So that it starts to go back towards the fireplace area. And I will, of course, fix these things. And we will add, you know, some more depth and shadows where it's needed. But for now, it's just, we're getting some of the flooring down. And let's see. We are going to smudge. Okay. And the freeform, I'm just going to pull that so it's all the way off the screen. And then I can paint underneath both of these. There we go. Which also means this book needs to have some adjustments made because it's not standing out anymore, right? And so I want to get this all figured out so that it's like complete. And then I'm going to combine them so that we can adjust the colors to make sense for the piece more. Okay, so go like that. And for this one, go like that. Okay, so that tells me this needs this underneath it. I'll just deal with that after. Brush. So let's just go like this. that work now? Do you like me a little bit better? It's good enough because I'm not really worried about all that. Okay, so if ever there are parts that you don't like, those are easy to fix. I wouldn't stress about it though, because we're going to make quite a bit of adjustments to this. So now we're going to combine them. And now we have our floor somewhat established. Now what's nice is we can do a couple different things. We can do add duplicate, multiply, take that down a bit, and then take the eraser, take the, probably like the soft blend brush, and now you can erase and make sort of like highlights where you want them so it remains darker on the outside. So we'll paint this darker too soon. But it kind of gives you that glowy effect. So to fix some of these things back here, I'm gonna do clone, I think. That'd be probably the easiest to just paint over that. Except when that happens, but you know, it's fine. I'll get in closer because it's obviously, I'm not doing a great job because I'm trying to go fast. But there we go. Up here, I wouldn't even bother with correcting that. I just erase it. It's just not worth that effort because I can just repaint. Right, okay. Okay, wrong eraser. Wrong eraser. Okay, and then to deal with this, I could simply grab over here, copy and paste, flip vertically, and move it over here. And it seems like a well enough cover up. I don't think it really stands out too bad. I think it works. So I'll go like that. Nope, that's not what I meant. Those two. Okay. And I'm going to do one more adjustment before we move on. And there will be, right, once we start establishing other light, this will still go through more changes. But it's doing okay. Let's see, am I on the right brush? Let's do this one. Okay, so I'm going to put that on multiply, and then I can take it down a touch. And eraser, go back to that, and then just gently erase what I don't need. Okay. So I would also say I'm going to make this a little bit, just a little bit darker for now. I don't want to overdo it per se, but just a little. What we don't see in the picture is there is obviously some sort of headlight, like overhead light coming down. Okay. And there we go. I'm gonna keep it at that for now, like with the saturation, and I'll see if we end up taking that out later. But for now, it gets the job done. Where to go next? I'm going to make this like an ad. I'm gonna play around real quick with the colors on the floor. Hopefully that's good enough for now, hopefully. So the one thing that I'm seeing here is that with this sketch, I need to move these items down. So basically the bookshelf, the fireplace, and I have like a window here. I don't know, it might end up being another bookshelf, I haven't decided, but and the bookshelf can come down. I think this fireplace needs to be taller. So I'm going to just stretch it a little taller. Still keep that there. Like that. There. Okay. So assuming that I have candles here, I'm also going to add, not that. Let's do like a nice orange creamsicle glow. So I'm gonna just have it, okay, good, I'm on all the right things. I'm gonna have it just help highlight this a little bit. So it's not blending in the background too much. There is a cat on the fireplace, yes. I might have to change its placement now. Maybe not, we'll see. Worst case, the cat can be on like the bookshelf, or even I could put it somewhere up here. But I did, but then I made this really tall, like the swooshies. Let me real quick turn off my fan because it's making me chilly. And I've never done like a fireplace before. Let me look like I've done a cartoon fireplace, but not one with like active flames, and I've painted flames before. But I just don't, okay, hold on. Like I've done like magic flames, but I don't know that those are what is needed for like an actual fireplace, you know? Let's see. No. Okay, I'm just gonna take a moment to isn't this cute? Isn't this cute? I know it's a little early, but isn't it cute? I made this a couple years ago. Look at that fireplace. It's so cute. I'm excited to do the piece that we're currently working on in this style as well. It'll be fun. Look at this tree farm. Isn't the tree farm? I'm so excited. I can't wait to do this stuff. But it's too early. I refuse. I have to wait till Thanksgiving Day. No, I'll probably start a little earlier, but I will still be doing fall. I will still be doing fall. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to real quick pull up a reference. Let's see. How do I want it to look? Okay, that's a good photo. Okay. You are right. It is a witchy house after all. You are right. It is. Okay, so I need to do something that's kind of in between. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the girl for now, and what you don't see when you have stuff covering it. Okay, so that, and I'll just get rid of those. Okay, and that. And that. There we go. Okay, now let me map out I definitely think I want it to be wood and brown, so we'll start there. It's probably still too light, but that's fine. We shall fix it later. And okay. Okay, and I definitely want my sconces or my sconeses on the top. Okay, and I think, gosh, nope, that is not, nope. There, I like that better. Okay. Oh, me and the eraser. and apparently picking up the wrong colors. We're not friends right now. We are not friends. We are not friends. Oh. I also want to like look up antique scones. Sorry, if you guys didn't know, when I was younger, I used to call sconces scones. So I've kept it with me. I'm going to do black back here. No? Okay. Okay, let's take these out, put other stuff back, though this needs to go back. There. Let's see how this looks. Okay. So that just means stretch. Okay, and now I need to look at my reference. Okay, so the back is going to have some sort of like red pinging off of it. All right, you might have to go away for a little bit, sorry. And maybe the best thing I could do and then duplicate it. I feel like this one though needs to be a bit smaller and maybe a bit brighter. Okay, combine those and And then one of the other things that I saw, I don't know if this will work for this piece or if it'll be too distracting in the detail, but they did have some perspective. So they had some like, basically they had brick. So brick going in this direction, but then they also had a bunch of brick going this direction, and it was visible from the shadows of the black. But I don't know that that's gonna work for this. I'll try it real quick here. I probably need to make these a lot smaller, but I don't know that detail is necessary. We'll keep it like that for now and try a flame now. Wish me luck. And we will do the inking. So we'll start with the colors that I know we'll need to stuttering, man. Smudge out. Smudging out. very vibrant yellow. Boy, let's see how this turns out, huh? Okay. Combine those. I might still need to make this just a ton, just a little less. We don't want it competing, you know? We don't want it to fight for the attention, but we do want it present. I'm going to go to my, that overlaps too much. So I'm going to, I'll use this one. I have the add blending mode on there. Make sure I have this more like a creamsicle-ish color. And then I will add in my really vibrant parts of the flames. And I will need to put in the the suggestion of like logs of wood. I'll do that in a second. Okay. I don't want to over smudge because I do want to keep some of the vibrancy here. But I do need to make it a little bit softer in some parts. Hopefully this is like believable enough, you know, it's not, I'm not practiced at doing like a fireplace, but hopefully it's like passable, and it will be more in the background. So and then I will be able to add some details. I think I want to make this though, which will be hard because I don't want to let go of my hard work, but wondering if I should maybe blur it and grab these and erase these on this layer. And then add but blur. No. But blur. I think the blur in the long run is probably the best option, even though. So can I do that? And maybe make it just a little bit darker, like a gentle glow, but not overpowering in the area. We'll see. I thankfully have these if I need it. And my other layer too. So. But I do want to stay in my like orange creamsicle area. Go to that. So we know that this glow would interact with parts of the environment. So I'm going to do some of that now. My tummy's hungry. And then I will put in some fire logs, which I think will also help sort of ground the situation. And let's make this much smaller. I'm going to just do a couple suggestion lines here, maybe a little bit here too to blend in with that teal. And then that also means that there would be likely some catching on the underside here. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's really incredible what you can accomplish on this app, isn't it? Did your you said so she illustrated and wrote her own book. Is it published? And if so, feel free to drop the name in the chat. I don't know about that top line. It's fine. Let's do that, and maybe we can do and then just soften it up a touch. And I'll go to the eraser, grab the soft blend, take down the opacity, and just gently try and lift some of the intensity here. I don't want it gone, I just don't want it to be too intense. Okay, and we'll play more with that in a bit. I also think adding in some of this really like vibrant color would be good to add in here as well. And then just smudge. Maybe put some down here. No, don't do that. This one I'm smudging with the Inca, but you would not be wrong in thinking that I would typically use twig. I was thinking I should switch to twig, but then I didn't. So then I did not. Back to this color. I'm just gonna do a couple more little spots here and there, just because it's, I don't know, it helps me really enjoy the piece when I can see where it's heading. And put this, make it just a little bit over here, like this. And that means now we can put some color here, which is fun. Ah, I'm so excited. I love this part. This part's my favorites. Put a little bit on the back side of the boot. And then just a little bit along the back side of the book here. All right, I'm gonna take 5 seconds. I'm just gonna stretch, allow myself to just move my back. Stretch from side to side. Maybe have a sip of my drink. Ugh. Don't forget to move, guys. Stand up, move around, grab a sip of water. Maybe do more than 1 sip if you can. I will probably, let's see, how many minutes have I been on? I've been on, I think, an hour and a half. Am I mathing right? No, I'm getting close to an hour and a half. Hour and a half would be at 1:20. So around then, my husband is making food. So around then, my food will probably be ready. So I'm gonna go eat that, and then I might come back on again later this afternoon. But I definitely need to get my tutorial squared up and out. Oh, thank you. I think it's, you know, it's starting to come together. There are definitely moments where I've hated it. There are moments where I really loved it. You know, you just kind of have to take it a little bit by a little bit. There will be good moments and not so good moments when we make our pieces. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to add something. And then I do want a sconce from up here. So I'm going to go ahead and add some lighting up here as well. If I need to change the color of the glow, I will. Oh, sorry. so do I make you, yeah, I make you darker. I make you darker and then I paint lighter. Then I definitely want to try and put in real quick some, I did not mean to do that, that's fine. I guess start with black. So start with black for the wood in the background. And then I want to return to this and this. And, oh, that was not what I meant to do. Oop. Okay, so now I can try and get some of that like glow on the wood happening. Sorry. Okay. I feel like that helps. Maybe I'm just hopeful. But. Okay. I don't like that. That's too much. And then I can start incorporating a little bit of the lighting down into here. There we go. And that also means that I can put some highlights around here to help this stand out. All right, we're getting somewhere. And then I can make it a little bit brighter. So I can add some really nice bright highlights here. And right there. Nice. And just a gentle glow. Really small down here, but just something, something. Okay. And maybe just a little bit of there. Still don't want to do too much. I don't want to get rid of the teal. So I'm just trying to see if there's other places that it would maybe be seen. Maybe on the underside here. Might catch a little bit, and then down here. All right. Whew. Now I'm going to go back to this, the clipping mask. Oh, I remember what else I wanted to do. Okay, one more here. I'm going to do add. I'm going to elements. I'm going to use the driven snow. I'm going to have some like embers. Oh, thank you. I'm going to see what it looks like with just a slight blur, or if I want to keep it. I think the slight blur, because then when I go to make some of those happen here for the teal one, they'll stand out. But then this still gets the suggestion without the intensity. Okay, so now I can go over here. I can choose, this was black. And now I can choose a brown that's probably still too light. And go back to my inking brush. And now I can figure out what kind of like design I want on here. Definitely want something like swirly. This is on the wrong spot, but that's fine. And around the sides. I'm sitting on a pillow and I've got a, there, moved it. That might be better. I'm going to flip horizontally and put that there. Maybe move it over so we can do some sort of design in the center there. Combine those and then center them. Probably around there. And a new layer, clipping mask. Let's see. And this. I don't know that it will be seen, but I'm still going to put this over here just in case. Down here it gets seen. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's fine. I just appreciate you making it. Thank you. No, 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 no.
You still like?
I am. I'm about to leave those so I can eat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, that might be my cue to eat. I'm gonna real quick finish this part here and then head off to eat Num Nums. I might change that, but that's probably fine for now. And maybe something like that. Apparently I accidentally erased this one. It's fine. Not a big deal. And maybe a dot here and a dot here. Boom. Ornate fireplace. Okay, I'm and I'll adjust stuff, but I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I will see if I have the energy to come back in a little bit Otherwise, keep an eye out for my tutorial that I plan to release tonight. And that one is this, if you're interested. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. I hope that you enjoyed your time today. I know I did. Yay! Okay, cool. I'm glad that you're also enjoying this as well. Yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys real soon.